Hello and welcome to another episode of the Enchantress Society. So, we are going to be diving into the love frequency, all the vibes, right? So, before we dive into that, we gotta do a few housekeeping, okay? So, if we are not connected on Instagram, let's remedy the situation. Okay, so my main Instagram is cosmic underscore witch underscore goddess, and I got it right. There are so many times where, for whatever reason, I'm flipping the words around. I got it right. Cosmic underscore witch underscore goddess. And please pay attention to the spelling and the underscores because there are a lot of fake accounts out there. So I want to make sure that I put that out there. Please, please, please pay attention. Please block and report. Do not give these people any attention, any feedback, nothing. Block and report. Okay. The podcast Instagram is enchantress underscore society underscore podcast. So let's connect there. All right. And if you haven't already checked out Tia's Boutique on my website, tiamariejohnson.com, go ahead and check it out. I have several amazing programs for you, from helping you with confidence in the confidence cauldron to sacred sovereign sorcery. And I'll let you go there to discover what that's all about. You have a little clue there with the word sovereign and so many more, again, programs for you there and more to come. So go ahead to tiamariejohnson.com and you'll see right at the top menu to your boutique, and you can check out the courses and books that I publish as well. All right, let's pull a card and kick off this episode. We are just in the vibe of love from Valentine's Day, and I've been seeing so many posts ahead of time for this month, okay, about love and so forth. So let's pick a card here. Ooh, ooh, encouragement. All right. So what this card is saying here is to, I'm hearing not give up, but also it's that nourishment. So with this giraffe, even though it's we could perceive this as a parent, mama giraffe taking care of her young one, this can also be your inner child, the inner you that just need that nourishment. So keep that in mind as we're going through this, because we're going to talk about a few things in the love department. It's going to have to do a lot with nourishing the inner you and the inner other you, not just your inner child. Let's do one more. Compass. Spirit says one more after this. So one card reading ended up being a 3 card reading. So compass, always focus on your true north. Focus on the direction in which you want to go, right? So when it comes to love and the frequency of love, and as I discuss a few things throughout this episode, think about what's your true north. Think about where you want to go in the love department. Think about the journey as well. And when I was a kid, I had a compass and I had binoculars. You could not tell me I wasn't Indiana Jones. Okay. And I'm going on my little adventure as a kid, and that was fun, right? So get back into the fun. And even if you buy a fake compass and you just use that as a visualization tool, do that. Get creative with this process. All right, one more, because this is what Spirit said. Sad embrace. Okay, so with anything, as we are growing, as we are nurturing ourselves and have our true north, our compass find our way, there's going to be some times where we're going to look at certain things and go, oh. And for others, this is going to be a time where you're going to break away from things that are just not serving you. So it may be a little bit of a sad embrace, but no, after sadness, when you have that healing period, after that, happiness, okay, celebration. And you're going to look back and realize, you know what? I'm so glad I did that. It was a rough patch when I was breaking away from this and changing that, but look at me now. And those are the things that we should be focusing on during this time. All right. So, also with this episode, I just want to put this out there. A reason why, one of the main reasons why I am talking about the love frequency is because I want to help those develop a certain level of confidence with love and to know that love is not conditional, where it's tick for tag. If you do this, then I love you. Love is not a new phrase I've been seeing is struggle love. Okay. And so this isn't about if you're going through an issue and your spouse, your significant other, whomever is there to support you. This is about that continuation of what that struggle is, and no change is happening. You don't have to put up with certain things. That's not necessary. Okay. This is not about forgiving someone who's just not taking accountability. Remember, forgiveness is for you. Okay. It doesn't mean that you give someone a pass because someone told you you're supposed to love them because they're your aunt or whomever. Okay. This is not about tolerating disrespect. Okay. That's not love. All right. And I talked about this in my masterminds where I help people develop boundaries and other strategies to protect them from the very people who are supposed to love them unconditionally. But unfortunately, that doesn't always work. And people have so many other issues going on with them as well. So, we have empathy for people, but also we have to make sure that we are protecting ourselves. We can't have empathy and focus on people pleasing. All right, that is not love. And all the while, our mental health is struggling, our weight, we tend to emotionally eat, struggling, or sometimes don't eat. All right. And so many other things that happen. So, love is not tick for tack. Love is not about people pleasing. Love is not about making someone else happy all the time. Sure, you want to make a person who you care about happy by making them their favorite cake or sending them the most beautiful flowers that they'll love. It's about understanding how you show up for people, among other things, okay? Because love isn't something that you can just say, okay, this is love. No, love is felt, it's an experience. All right, so I want to dive into the Hertz frequency. I am all about frequencies. I've been diving into frequencies even more so lately. And I will in the description for this episode, I will list my resources so you can continue on as I encourage everyone to do. Continue on with the reading and absorbing the knowledge from more than one source. So I will list my references. So the frequency for love is 528 hertz. Now, there are other forms of love like universal love, that's 629. You can, again, do more research to look at all the different types of love, but just love, okay? It is 528, and you can go to, I was going to say Google, well, you could Google it, but you can go to YouTube and type in that 528 hertz frequency meditation. And I'm sure there are many albums out there of people who have used specifically that hertz for multiple songs. And I'm going to read the excerpt too in a little bit, dive more into that. So this is the frequency that brings transformation and an increased amount of love energy. All right. So this is something that will help you to dissolve a lot of things that are just going on mentally, going on spiritually, to help you adjust. Remember, we are always vibrating. We're always giving off signals. We are energetic batteries. All right. And this is something else that I also dive into in my masterminds, where I discuss just how on a subatomic part, we are all energy. Okay. And the more we understand our power, our trillions of molecules that's all within us, we are walking galaxies. We're walking, again, batteries of high voltage energy. So to really be cognizant of that frequency, that vibration you put out there, which will in turn, after a repetitive motion, becomes the frequency that you're down into. So to be cognizant of that means that you are able to be more in tuned to the frequency of love. So you can fine tune this for yourself. And you can do these self-reflections to understand, you know what? I'm not being appreciated. I'm not feeling that love. right? You hear people say that I'm not feeling the love. I'm not experiencing this. I just feel like, because that's what it is a feeling that then gets translated into something that you can see physically and things like that. But that's a product of that feeling, that thought that someone wants to put into the physical to display their love even more. So I'm going to read this excerpt about this frequency. All right, so this is from Newswires. All right, the science behind the 528 hertz. In music, the 528 hertz sound frequency refers to the note mi. I'm going to say that the I in here is pronounced like an E. So it's MI in quotations. And is traced back to the expression of mistra gestorum, which in Latin means miracle. John Lennon composed his popular song Imagine in the 528 hertz frequency. All right, so just to know that, all right, that the frequency is there and we can easily tap into it. So many things that seem like it's way off there or way off over in some other place is really actually close to us. We just need to know the steps to get there. And I'm going to dive more into the steps to help fine tune the vibration that we are putting out there. So that way you can, again, get tuned to that frequency. All right. And then with that, you'll see so much more things happen at an easier state. Doesn't mean that unfortunate things won't happen. We'll be better equipped to handle them, but also they'll happen less. All right. One of the 528 hertz frequency benefits is that it has a healing and health promoting effect on our body, mind, and soul. Okay. Our cells and organs resonate with this frequency. The vibration of the 528 hertz sound frequency is transferred into our entire organism where it can unfold its positive effect. It activates and strengthens our natural self-healing powers, DNA, and also helps with our DNA repair. All right. Now, this is the 528 hertz love frequency is the most important of the ancient solfeggio frequencies. It has a deep connection with nature and is found in chlorophyll, oxygen, rainbow, sunlight, and the buzzing of bees. Whew. All right, I want to read something else here. All right, The Power of Sound. All right, this is by Madison Borland. Everything in the universe vibrates at a frequency, all right? And the trillions of molecules, as I was saying, that constructs the matter around us, all right, we're all made up of this. The 528 hertz frequency, the love frequency, is thought to resonate at the core of everything, connecting our heart, our spiritual nature, and our divine harmony. All right, this frequency is a sensational tone, and I'm going to talk about sensations in a little bit, that has been used since ancient civilization to manifest miracles, bring blessings, and harness a healing property. Look at all the benefits of this. Harnessing healing properties. What? Let's continue. All right. Now, we all know that music can alter our mood, okay? Which is why this is such a great thing, because for the most part, we can sit back and relax and receive this healing process. All right. So, all right, it has a deep-rooted relation with nature, as I was saying earlier. All right, and it brings transformation and increased amount of love energy, clarity of mind, awareness, activated creativity, and inner peace. It also has the ability to activate your imagination, intention, and intuition to operate for your highest and best purpose. I'm going to wrap it up with this. Dr. Emoto. So I have his book where he does multiple experiments on water. Okay. And what he, well, maybe I'll get it because it's over my bookcase. And so with his multiple experiments, what he did was he showed the power of water when you talk to it, when you use sound by it. So when you say things to water like, I love you, I love you. I love you. And he freezes the water. You can see how it's just such a beautiful pattern that it takes versus I hate you, hate you, hate, 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 hate. Or very soft, relaxing, healing music versus loud and very aggressive music. The water just looks fragmented versus very beautiful shapes that are molded from the more positive, higher frequency uh, music and words. All right, so Dr. Emoto discovered that on a molecular level, water crystals can be affected by sound. His water experiments showed the effect sound frequencies can have on water, and since our bodies are 65% water, it stands to reason that this love frequency can have positive effects on our bodies and spirit, on our bodies and spirit. So you can literally just have this playing in the background in your house while you're cooking, cleaning, whatever, just being around that vibration, hearing that sound will put you in an altered state, in a higher frequency. Now, back that up by action, you're practically unstoppable. All right, so let's carry on here. So I want you to remember that, and Tesla has said this, when it comes to the universe, universe, the cosmos, we need to understand that language and its vibration, energy, vibration, frequency, right? When we're talking to spirit, it's symbols. That's why we see the numbers, the 111, the feather on the ground. We overhear a conversation. So combining these languages, all right? So we're multilingual, all right? Okay, understanding that will not only make your life easier, it will help you to understand just who you are, because we are powerful beings, and these are the very things that our ancient ancestors worked with. Okay, and beyond means stars. All right, so focus on the language of the universe as many frequencies as you can begin to understand, and starting with love. Okay, and understanding how spirit communicates with you, because this is going to help you understand how you should be nurturing yourself as you are working with this frequency. And I'm going to dive more into this. So I want to make sure that I just thoroughly broke down for this episode, because again, this could be an entire workshop. All right, the importance of frequency and to tap into that frequency of love, which is of the utmost importance, right? Because when we are not focusing on working with high frequencies, we easily fall into the trap of polluting our minds, just not making the best decisions. And while it's okay to, because I was going to say, to just stay away from watching TV as much as you can. All right, I get it. We need some form of entertainment. And for that, I would say to be, again, going back to being cognizant of what you are taking in, because maintaining a high frequency involves many things, not just, oh, I'm going to eat, I'm going to have a plant-based diet, or I'm never going to look at an R-rated movie. No, it's about understanding how things impact you, right? So if you can watch a gory movie and it doesn't impact you in a way that you just look at it and think, oh gosh, humanity is terrible. I know this is a movie, but also I know that certain bad things happen and it's just too much for you. That's okay. Don't watch those type of movie, that genre of movie. However, for someone else, it may not impact them like that or at all. So it's okay for them to watch movies like that and their frequencies aren't disrupted, because remember, your frequency is something that happens repetitively over time. Your vibration, once it's going over and over and over again, wherever you're vibrating, actually I should go like this, wherever you're vibrating out there on a repetitive basis now becomes the frequency that you're tuned into. All right, moving right along. All right, so speaking of detoxing and being aware of how things impact you, working with the frequency of love means that we also have to understand what could be delaying us in achieving a certain level of love. And I'm not saying achieving as a goal, I mean, just getting to that point of when we just feel like we're just so like well loved and complete and whole and these things are just right. It's just a very particular feeling. And we have, and this is why we have to look at the things that we are consuming mentally, okay, among other things. So, detoxing from generational negative but accepted forms of love. For example, how many times have you heard your aunt, your uncle, some family member, some coworker talk about being married and how it's just, for example, I had one woman tell me, "Oh, it's like the same old cookie." I'm just thinking, so what way to talk about? I mean, here's the thing: it's okay to make jokes. It's totally fine. However, when you pay attention to the tone at which someone uses when they're describing something, that's when you can begin to know, okay, this person is kind of okay, but they're really telling the truth and they don't want it to come out too harsh. It's like when you add the LOL at the end of your text message. So here's the thing. Too many times I've heard people talk about marriage in a way that is not uh, fun, not exciting, not something to look forward to. And this, in some cases, is a generational thing where some people feel like they had to. Actually, I have been seeing a little bit of this recently where some people feel like they need to be married by 30 and do so many things. And here's the thing: the more you spend time to understand who you are, your needs and your wants, understanding your traumas, your triggers, doing shadow work, the better you become at loving yourself and the better you become at loving others. So you're not putting out family business all the time. You're not talking about, you're right. The amount of times I've heard men talk about their wife for the simplest things, I'm thinking, buddy, you are not making marriage look like it is great. All right. So, and that's not a slight on men. Okay. That's just what I have come across over the years, mostly. So start to understand that it's time to break away from those generational negative but accepted forms of love. You know, Uncle Bob doesn't like Aunt Susan. They always argue, but no marriage is perfect. Everyone argues. No, 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 no. There's a certain type of disagreement you have with people. And then there's that next level of that's toxic and not healthy. And by the way, it doesn't have to be marriage. I'm just using that as an example. You can be dating someone, you could be in a long term relationship. Okay. And that person may expect you to make them happy. Okay. That person may expect so much from you, but they need to do the work as well. And unfortunately, a lot of toxic relationships get highlighted and laughed about. It's all fun and games. Meanwhile, people are really deep down inside suffering. And meanwhile, people unfortunately sometimes have children to save a relationship. Why would anyone want to put that on a child is beyond me. So, to acknowledge whatever generational uh, love slash toxic relationships or narratives or other forms that have been accepted, start dissecting it. Start to understand what's for you, what's not for you, and what's trying to be put on you. Okay. All right. So pay attention to that. Don't accept that as what it is, it just is. Because I'm here to tell you, I know some very happy, loving couples. Okay. And again, doesn't mean that everything's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Okay. It just means that they tackle things together. It means that they respect each other. It means that they are constantly working on themselves. Okay. So focus on that, but unsubscribe from that narrative of the accepted toxic love. Okay. because that's going to contradict, it's literally going to repel. You can't be in a toxic relationship and then expect to be in a high vibing love frequency. You have to figure out how you're going to maneuver around and out of that relationship eventually. All right. So, being around couples who are playing on the same team, right? Couples who act like they are on the same team. All right. Couples who are happy overall, couples who tackle things together, couples who encourage each other and are supportive, even just being around friends like that. Okay. All right. So next I want to talk about the nervous system. And this is important. I've been working with the nervous system in particular for probably almost a year now, and I'm learning even more and more and more. Actually, I should say I'm relearning some things and I'm learning other things. And here's the thing, um, especially working with love, we need to be able to receive love, right? People talk about receiving your blessings, receiving this, receiving that. And the thing is, so many of us have been in fight or flight mode, survival mode. And it's unfortunate because it's really a protective mechanism, right? Because we may have grown up seeing certain things and think, oh, I don't want that to happen to me, so I'm going to protect my heart. But unfortunately, it means they're shutting so much things down. These brackets on the back of my teeth, closing things down. There we go. All right. So when you think of your nervous system, I want you to think about not just how you are receiving, but I want you to think about some of the basic functions of the nervous system, because this will help you to understand even more how you really need to just slow it down, relax, and get yourself in a place where once you see that form of love, again, because it's a feeling as well. So you're going to feel it like, oh, okay, this feels a little weird. I'm not used to this. Okay, let's see where this is going, as opposed to, no, this is foreign. This is change. This is, I don't know, go away, because your mind, your brain, wants to protect you. All right. So the basic functions of the nervous system are sensation, integration, and response. So your nervous system is your body's command center originating from your brain. It controls your movement, your thoughts, and automatic responses to the world around you. Keyword automatic. So if you are protecting yourself from getting hurt, from love, so you won't get hurt again. Now, because you're not aware anymore, because you've just been in this mode, it's automatic, just protecting yourself, protect. But it goes into overdrive. So this is a separate conversation, but this also dives into your subconscious and your unconscious. So to do that work will also help with your nervous system. So let's put that on the back burner there. All right, so it controls other body systems and processes such as digestion, breathing, sexual development, and is broken up into two. So your parasympathetic and your sympathetic, okay, nervous system. Your parasympathetic nervous system controls, think of it as rest and digest functions, okay? And your sympathetic is fight or flight. So if these systems, your parasympathetic and your sympathetic, are out of whack, meaning in overdrive or even underdrive in some way, but if it's just going, you won't have time to realize when someone's trying to love you, or when your body's trying to tell you, hey, love yourself, let's do this. Okay, because you're not resting, because you're not digesting the food properly. So we're going to get into some action steps later. But one thing I want to say is what I do, and I've been doing this for a while because I've been focusing on just savoring moments more. And this will help you as well. Savoring the food that you're eating, the liquids that you are ingesting. So whatever you're drinking, whatever you're eating, take your time with it. If you're drinking water, say, I love you, water. Thank you for the nourishment. Thank you. I'm so grateful to have this water and just take your, and if it's cold water, feel that cold vibration as you're drinking it. Okay. And whenever you're eating, start to really taste the flavors. Okay. Just really dive into it. Just chew a little bit slower. Even ask about the ingredients. Really start to get involved with that. Okay. Just slowing down a little bit, savoring more. It's going to relax you. It's going to make your digestion a bit better. Right. So now you have one system that's uh, or notice. Okay, she's taking her time. She's relaxing. Okay, so maybe we don't need to be in hyperdrive where we just eat really fast or eat whatever was quick. And maybe we'll get 30 extra minutes sleep. Maybe if we, yeah, that can happen because your body is always communicating with itself. Okay. And also trying to communicate with you. So then the fight or flight, oh, we don't have to fight. We don't have to run. This person genuinely cares. How? Because we allow them to show up. We allow them to do certain things. Sure, okay. You want to go here for lunch? All right, I'll let you do that. Not being in control of everything. Let someone take little leads, step by step, getting to know them. So that way you can see, oh, you know what? This is someone who I can follow. This is someone who can really be a good leader, someone who I can be with in my life. And you can be that for yourself as well. All right. So really begin to dive into understanding your nervous system. And when you do that, you open yourself up more to love because you can receive it more and you'll know what that positive, unconditional, not tick for tack love is, even with yourself. Okay. It's one thing to treat yourself when you hit a certain mark in life. Oh, I made X amount of sales this month. I hit the gym 5 days this week. I stood up for myself, like things like that. You're like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. There's nothing wrong with that. When it comes to love, don't reward yourself with something that isn't going to be helpful. That's not of value. That's empty calories, right? If you're doing so good with your self-love and your nourishment of self, don't entertain people who haven't changed, who are trying to get back in your life. That's counterproductive. Okay. Don't entertain certain conversations that's leading nowhere, right? Counterproductive. And if you do enough of those counterproductive things, what's going to happen? Your frequency will be lower and you're going to be in this weird place trying to figure out what's going on. All right. So start to understand your nervous system, that fight or flight, the rest and digest. All right. You even may want to get your hormones checked. Okay. It could be something that's just hormonal. All right. And you get that corrected and then you're good to go. All right. So get a blood panel screening, go to your doctor and say, hey, I want to get my blood tested and go to an endocrinologist. Okay. All righty. Oh, okay. I'm looking at my notes here. Definitely. Okay. So a few things. It's okay to have your particular set of needs and wants. It's okay to have your particular set of needs and wants. So when you feel nervous about speaking up, excuse me, I need this, or I prefer that, or I requested this, but there's nothing wrong with that. Or even if you ask for someone for something, there's nothing wrong with that. So pay attention to the things you do when you feel nervous. Do you crack your knuckles? Do you do this? I've seen people go like this when they're nervous. They go like, there's a reason for that. Your body, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you have your vagus nerve that's right in the back here, but it goes like all the way down your body. And one of the things you can do is really to just, just relax it by going behind your ear and down this way. There's an exercise for it. But it's funny because once again, your body just knows what to do. It's an automatic response, right? With your nervous system. So when people go like this, they're trying to calm themselves down. They're just like, they're just, I would see people do that so many times. Just, okay, so start to pay attention to what you're doing because your body may be doing the very things you need to help you to calm down. Or as a warning to help you that, hey, you're getting nervous, everything's rising. So if you crack your knuckles, you rotate, crack your neck, do those things, keep that in mind because then now that you're more cognizant of it, you can do the work to calm yourself down. So that will no longer be an automatic response to something. Okay. And the exercises to calm yourself down could be something that you do in the morning as a way to, all right, relax. We're going to be in a nice state. Right. So not just to receive love, but miracles and all our other blessings. Right. All right. And definitely focus on trauma release therapy. All right. So there are many trauma experts, trauma release experts that can help you, that can guide you, that are prepared to, help even with the aftermath, the follow-up calls and things like that. So definitely look into someone who's licensed in that field who can help you. And then also just a key reminder, privacy equals peace of mind. Okay. Being at peace will help your nervous system. So start to focus on the things that you want to remain private. It's easy to look at many people on social media and think, oh, well, they tell this about their life, they tell that about their life. Maybe you should reconsider. Okay. It's not for everyone. It's okay if, your friend Samantha is an open book. If you're not an open book and you're trying to find out how to be more relatable, share the things that you're comfortable with sharing. Okay. You don't have to go deep every time in your stories, in your explanations, etc. Do what you feel comfortable with first. And then as you move along, in life, meeting people, you will start to develop even more of a discernment of who you can share what information with at any given time. All right. So I talked about sensations and the feelings. So I want to share my screen. I'm going to share something from one of my workshops, and I want to talk about sensory because this will also help your nervous system and will also help you with this love frequency because we have to back this with action. This isn't about sitting on a couch, listening to all the frequencies and not doing anything. It doesn't work like that. If it did, then you wouldn't be talking about this as in depth, right? All right, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, so this is from the Activating Your Goddess workshop. This was a live workshop and I converted it into a program. So it's a 3-day program. You can knock this out in a day, in a week, and review the material over and over again. So I want to talk about the sensory. So this is from day 3. And I talked about the pleasure principle, defining your pleasure. So we're not talking about pleasure here, but I want to talk about the sensory part here. Sensory, fresh laundry, coffee, the smell of coffee, a hot shower, soup, dark chocolate, perfume, lotion, a cozy comforter. What does this have to do with love frequency and nervous system? This is about getting you in the most comfortable, most receptive, most safe feeling space possible. Think about when you are under your warm, your heated blanket, and you have your cup of coffee, and maybe you have a Danish, and you're watching your favorite show that you've seen a bajillion times, but it's okay because you just love it, or your favorite movie. How comfortable, cozy, and safe do you feel right then and there? And how much more are you laughing? Are you laughing extra hard at the jokes? Do you pick up on things that you didn't pick up before? Are you happy? I bet you are. That is yes, yes, yes. Love, as I was mentioned earlier, and with the hertz, that sensation, the sensory, what does that true love feel like for you when you are loving you, or even when you treat yourself just a little bit? How does that feel? That's what we want to magnify. So if the smell of fresh laundry just puts you in a good mood, do that. If coffee is your thing, invest in the best coffee machine and pour your investment there, because that's what's going to nurture you. It's your thing. And that's what I'm saying here. Find your thing. The sensual pleasure is a combination of the sexual, the sensory, okay? And the same token, you don't have to be sexual, right? So we're not going to dive into that because again, that's a workshop. But just to even move, and that's going to be one of the action steps I'm going to be discussing in a moment. Is doing stretches. I do this practically every day. Certain stretches to help my chakras, stretches to help my nervous system, and touch to help my nervous system. This is the combo. Dancing, when you're moving your hips, you're helping your lower chakras. You're releasing a lot of not just trauma, but you're really whatever's stuck there too. That's where you're releasing. So even if you are carrying the weight of the family, is most likely going to be sitting on your hips energetically, which will eventually show up in a physical some way, shape, or form. So when you're moving your hips, you're helping yourself, all right, to release, to let go. All right, those lower chakras involve foundation, personal power, and so much more. All right, so focus on your sensory, focus on the sensual. All right, even with love, for example, I have a love altar with red roses and candles, and I have altar, what do you call it? It's it's uh it's like leaves and stuff, whatever it is, ingredients to bless the altar. I'm drawing a blank, but it's ingredients to bless the altar, and it's so cool. And I have my rose quartz on there, my vision board. I have so many great things on this altar, and it helps me because from the sensory uh, standpoint, the candles smell amazing. Okay, from the sensual standpoint, I stretch in front of the altar. Sometimes I bow in front of the altar. All right, I'm doing these things. The music's playing in the background. Okay, it's all to get you in that mood. You can't do this by being stagnant. Okay, so moving yourself around will help to elevate your frequency. And by the way, you're going to get messages and other things, okay, that will guide you to what you need to do. All right. So really focus on that when you are working on elevating yourself, your vibration to match that love frequency. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. All right, and I'm back full screen. So when you are focused on sensory, make sure that you are savoring those moments. Okay, that's key. Savor it. Don't do it just to do it so you can mark it off your to-do list. Like I did it. Okay, so this should work. No. Take the breath. Ah, this candle smells so great. And I'm so thankful that I get to smell this candle. And when I'm with my significant other, we're going to have some candles or an incense, something that smells good, because this is one of the things that I desire to have when I'm in that expression of love. Okay. And again, there are multiple forms of love. So keep that in mind. All right. So now off to actions. I mentioned a few stretches. What are you consuming mentally? Okay. And again, side note, you want to watch some entertainment show and it's a bit toxic, you're an adult, right? I'm not going to give you 10 demerits. What I will say is be cautious on how much you are consuming, okay? Because the more you see of something, your brain is processing all of that. And if you are feeling it and you're getting like really involved in whatever you're watching, your brain doesn't know the difference, okay? So you have to be careful of that. And sometimes we will start to act out certain things. Think about when you see a movie about someone overcoming something, right? Like, okay, so I'm based in Philly. I'm from Philly. Now, Rocky, the movies have been a staple. I mean, we literally have a Rocky statue here, okay? When people would leave the movie seeing the Rocky films, they would come out like, some of my friends would say, man, I feel pumped. Like they're ready. They're ready. When you hear music, when you're at the gym, what happens? You're more pumped, you're more ready. And I'm sure I can find a study that shows, I know I read it somewhere a long time ago, that when you listen to music, you can work out for X amount more time because it's something about that music that gets you going. It's something about when you're constantly seeing something, it does something to you. It revs you up, it gets you going. You feel like you can, accomplish so much. I feel like that when I'm in the gym and my music's going, I'm just like, yeah, man, I can lift more weights, I could do that more. So imagine what would happen if you fueled your mind with a lot of knowledge. Like I watch YouTube um, shows now where people are talking about so much amazing knowledge, and sometimes their talks are 3 hours long, if not more. But guess what? It doesn't feel like 3 hours. It's so much good, great information, but also there's a bit of humor added to that because the hosts are showing their personality. Is not like Bueller, this is spirituality. And if you don't do this, then you're definitely not guaranteed this. They are lively. All right. And that's what I mean. Mind what you are consuming, not just who you're talking to, but what you are watching. All right. So again, watch your funny stuff, watch the whatever shows, but don't take in too much. Okay. Especially when it comes to other people's lives, because I've seen this happen too many times where people get so invested in other people's lives that they put their life on the back burner. No, it's the other way around. Put your life on the forefront, and everything else should be entertainment, something you observe, right? Don't get too involved in that. I got rid of my cable. All right. So love is something that is felt, as I was saying, is an experience. So for these action steps, I have 8 listed here. More may pop up. So start diving into the things that make you feel alive, that make you feel nourished, that make you feel protected, that make you feel like, oh, this is a bit of a risk, but I'm going to do it. Maybe pole dancing, whatever it is, something that will, again, get you moving, get you stretching, make you feel more confident, but also get you into a receptive type of place and get you in a place where people are supported and uplifting at the same time. Okay. And think about how you want that to show up for yourself. Don't make it a stone cold thing that there's no room for improvement, because what you like now, you may not like in a year or so from now, or you may want to add a little spice to it. Who knows? Okay. So keep that in mind. Everything always grows and transforms. So allow that to happen as well. For example, you may be someone who loves key lime pie, right? And so you love to bake and make that, and that's your thing. But let's say after a year, you're like, I love key lime pie, but I'm going to take a little break from it. I made it so much, I ate so much, I feel like I need to slow down. Maybe not a year from now, maybe like a month, right? And you'll circle back maybe later. But for a while, key lime pie was your thing, and you had it with your drink, and you were just in your zone, and you had your music going, and all the sensories were just at a nice state, okay? And then maybe fall comes around, and you're thinking, I'm not feeling key lime pie right now. That's okay, all right? Your daily actions. So as I mentioned earlier, I do stretches daily. I focus on my chakras. Okay, I listen to meditation music. Sometimes I meditate for hours. All right, so some of the daily action that you can also do include saying repetitive affirmations. Okay, so not just the I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise, and then walk away. Okay, you can look in the mirror and really feel that. This is what we want to do. We want to feel that I'm healthy, wealthy, and and feel that as it sinks down. I am healthy, wealthy, like sinking into the very core essence of you. Okay. So you want to feel that in your stomach, your chest, your mind. You just want to get it all connected. Okay. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay. And you're stretching. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. Move your shoulders. I am healthy, wealthy. You're just accepting it. Your arms are open and you're saying it and you're feeling it and you're saying, I'm open. I'm open. Okay. So really focus on that. And we could go even deeper into that and about working more with your body to get that even more aligned. And again, conversation for another day. There's so many other things I want to talk about here, but we gotta keep it moving. So, get your mind, your heart, your stomach aligned as well. Those are your brains. Okay, so even get a gut health check. All right, to understand more about your body. Okay, the more you understand about yourself, the more you remember who you are, the better and easier things get. Okay, so focus on those daily things that you can do. Okay, whether it's breath work, combination of things are always key. All right, and then you can tweak things as you go along. I don't talk to some people some mornings. Okay, I want to put that out there too. So if you are someone who is in the zone of, okay, I need this moment in the morning, you may have to wake up a little bit earlier to get your don't talk to me time. Okay, I'm just saying that's what you might have to do. All right, savor more, slow down, as I was saying, and again, I'm someone, I'm just go, 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 let's do it, let's go, let's go, let's go. But there are many times where you're going to have to slow down, and eating and drinking are definitely those times when you are spending time with people who you care about and they care about you. Make sure that you are present as possible. Okay. Make sure that you are really in tune to your company. All right. Make sure that you are letting loose a little bit so you can really just be in that zone and allow that opportunity for vulnerability, because that's what's needed too as we are working with this love frequency, right? Vulnerable around the right people. So yes, you will have to look at the people around you. Some people, when they hear that, they think, oh goodness. But yes, you have to look at the people around you, and you have to be highly highly discerning with the people you spend your time around and with the people who you confide in, with the people who you feel vulnerable and safe around. No exceptions. I mean, you really have to be discerning. That is crucial, because while you are vibrating in that love energy and you are focusing on the good things for your mind, for your body, for your soul, and someone's complaining to you about relationships all the time, you don't want that seeping down into your subconscious. Definitely not your unconscious. And you definitely don't want to have a reaction towards certain things when love comes up. That will be an automatic response for your nervous system. Okay. This is why when I talk to people about Valentine's Day who are single or they're unhappy or they're in a relationship and is unhappy, I just want to, go across the board there. You don't have to be single and unhappy on Valentine's Day. There are happy single people on Valentine's Day. There are unhappy couples on Valentine's Day, and there are happy couples on Valentine's Day. Okay. So when I talk to people and Valentine's Day come up, and sometimes they get into that zone of, oh, Valentine's Day, I just remind them, you don't have to participate. You can love on whomever 365 days a year. You can love them during the leap years. You can love all the time, okay? And its various forms. All right. There's something deeper there. There's something deeper there. All right. If you want to participate in Valentine's Day, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't, that's cool too. but definitely start to look within if you are having a huge issue with something that you do not have to participate in. Okay. So this is why it's important to have certain people around you to remind you of these things and not make you feel bad for other things. All right. Medical care, I talked about getting your blood work done, going to an endocrinologist, going to a cardiologist. Might as well get your heart checked out while you're at it. Get a lot of checkups, okay? Because especially with our hormones, it could be something that we are just unaware of, okay? So, and that happened to me about a year ago. I didn't know I was on the brink of having Graves' disease. My brother had it, and so I went and got a blood panel screening, came back, oh, okay, went to an endocrinologist, and now we're good. So definitely get that checked out. There are things going on that you are unaware of, okay? Stretches and movement. One moment, I gotta take a sip here. All this love talking. Woo. All right. As always, my Nespresso. I love it. No, I'm not getting paid for this. I just love Nespresso. That is Stormio, by the way. So good, strong. All right. So nerve care. Please take care of your nervous system. I did a reel sometime last year where I actually showed the meditation video that I was listening to for months and months and months to help realign my nervous system, just to get it right so I could be even more receptive to my blessings, not counter receptive. I want the whole thing. I want my cake. I want the icing. I want well, I'm from Philly, so we say Jimmy, say sprinkles. I want the cherry on top. I want it all. Okay. I don't want to subscribe to oh, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, what the hell am I supposed to do? Look at it? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. I want the cake. I want it all. And I'm going to savor it. I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to be satisfied. Okay. And that's the approach we need to have. I want to take care of myself. I'm going to enjoy myself, the experiences that I want to have that's going to nurture me, help me to flourish. And I'm going to be satisfied because I'm taking good care of myself. I have these daily practices. Okay. Now notice I didn't say things like get a facial, get your nails done, go, go to happy hour. Those are all great things too. Believe me, I love a good facial. I love getting my nails done. The process takes a little bit too long, but hey, what I'm saying is it's layers to this. And once you clear one layer, then you get to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's how it was when I was looking at that YouTube video. You could type in nervous system meditation. Okay, it's the guide that's in blue. I would have the link there, but I just thought of it a few moments ago. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description of this episode. There's a blue guide. It's all blue, and it's a very cool meditation. So I had to listen to that multiple times. Okay, and you will be drawn to the right things to listen to as well. I didn't pick one because someone recommended that video, even though that would have been nice too. It was something that I came across and felt right, and I would just sit and listen to music. I would relax from the section. I would have a window open, so I'm here. Okay. I say breathe, I need in through the nose, hold it a little bit, and then exhale, but exhale all the way. So my stomach goes all the way in. So basically want to push my navel to my spine. Okay. And same thing when I'm inhaling, I'm expanding my stomach. Right. And hold it and then release. And sometimes I breathe in through my nostrils, out through my mouth. So it's more like a press it all the way out. And I don't think about anything. That may be harder to do. I don't think about anything. I let the thoughts come to me. I let the downloads come to me. If that's the case, but I don't go in thinking anything, but I'm going to relax. I'm going to calm my nervous system. And yeah, sometimes I have my Nespresso morning or evening because coffee soothes me as well. Coffee doesn't put me to sleep. I mean, I'm sorry, coffee puts me to sleep. It soothes me. So sometimes I would drink my Stormio or whatever Nespresso pod at night. All right, so I talked about stretches and movement. There are particular stretches and movement you can do, again, to help your chakras, to help release whatever is stagnant in your body. So our body on a cellular level has all the memories of all the lifetimes and things like that. And so we have to let some of those things go. And we're not aware of all these things. That's why self um, growth improvement work is so important, because there are a lot of things going on that we don't realize. Again, going back to the nervous system, automatic responses. So while you're stretching, while you're going through all those processes, pay attention to what parts of your body may shake a little bit, feel better, feel comfortable. Whenever I do exercises for my chakras, when I focus on my heart chakra, doing a little rhythm, right, and saying certain things, it feels like the heart chakra battery, if you will, just went up 10,000 fold. Okay, so pay attention to how you feel after you do the stretches. Pay attention how your body feels while you're doing it. All right, being fully cognizant as possible. And I showed one stretch. You open up your arms, you do a little bit of this. All right, there's the sun salutation. You can look up many different stretches for you. Of course, make sure that you are doing it in a safe place. I don't want you slipping or sliding anywhere. Okay, you may have to take your socks off. All right, so take all that into account. Even if you do a simple one like a sun salutation. Okay, start there. All right. The warrior pose, that's not too bad either. All right, so the people around you, I talk about that, and your mindset diet, your mind diet. So the people around you will also make or break this for you. Okay, you can do all the work you want, but if you have people who are just naggy and not pop, and when I say not pop, I don't mean that they can't at that moment in time be going through something. What I'm saying is, again, it goes back to that constant, that consistency. If they are constantly talking about how this isn't working, that isn't working, this person did this, that person did that, and the politics and the government, and you got to keep your distance from that person. They're focused on way too many things, okay, that are just distracting them. All right. We are not here to solve every single problem in the world, okay? We have our set of problems that we are working on providing solutions for, right? And we know then how, based on the dreams we receive, the visions we get, the feelings, the thoughts, what we see that just boils our blood, gets us revved up. Like, you know what? I need to be part of that, but I can't be a part of this, and this, and I can't spend my time talking about A through L when I just have to work on T, U, and D, right? So keep that in mind. It's okay to want to help. It's okay to want to be that person for people, but you can't be more of that person for somebody than they can be for themselves. Okay. So they're expecting things from you that's over and beyond. You gotta, if you can, explain to them, hey, I can't be there in that capacity. Okay. I can help you with this, but I have several things going on, and you don't have to explain all the several things. Okay. Oh, my nose is itching. I feel like someone's going to the. Normally, when I give readings and things like that, I'm looking over there because the oracle cards are. My nose would twitch sometimes, like a little itch. So keep that in mind. You can't be there for everyone all the time, and you just can't be there for some people, whether they're ungrateful, they're negative, you're just done, whatever the case may be. All right. If you're pouring into everything else and not yourself, how are you going to get to that high frequency, right, of love? And by the way, if you are experiencing love in as many forms, that's great. That's great. All right. Let's go deeper, because we can. All right. And the mindset, like I was saying, pay attention to what you are consuming mentally, Pay attention to how you talk to yourself, pay attention to how people talk to you. All right. And really keep in mind that what you are thinking and what you are saying will eventually become your reality. And I know that's probably sounding like a cliche right now, but it's true. Okay. So if you are constantly thinking about how your aunt and your uncle are in this unhappy marriage and you're thinking, oh, I'm never getting married because I don't want to stop that train of thought right in its tracks. I didn't finish the sentence. As you see, I did not finish that sentence. What's going on with someone else doesn't mean that's going to happen to you. And that's with anything. Had people talk to me about, so and so in my family act this way. I don't want to grow up and become like that. Not grow up, but I don't want to be that when I get to that stage. And I said, you won't, because you're different. The fact that you realize that in that person now means that you're not going to let that happen. How beautiful is that? And that's part of being cognizant. Cognizant, I feel like is the word of the day for this episode. The word of the episode is cognizant. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But also that discernment of knowing, okay, you know what? There were some good parts, a lot of not so good parts, and I know that I can take away from this, and this, and add that to the good parts. Okay, like you're cannibalizing the bad. You find like that one good part from all the bad, and you take it over there. All right, so that's what I have for you. Tap into that frequency of love that hurts. Okay, you can always again go deeper. There's always more to learn, and I'm here to tell you. Just when you learn, A, B, C, and D, there's E, F, G, and then there's beyond Z. There's like a hidden alphabet you didn't know about, right? So keep that in mind. Whatever you're doing, there's always a way to expand, to grow, to know more, to invite more, okay? And to learn more about yourself so you can get to those deeper levels, all right? And in doing so, you will see so many things change, transition in your life. I'm noticing that as well. And I'm compiling all of the, I don't want to say notifications, but I heard notifications, but all the things that have been changing, I'm making note of that because I want to present some of those things to you and be my own case study. All right, so many great things coming. Sending you so much love and blessings. All right, and may you dive into the love frequency and experience the multiple forms of love as you should. Oh, almost forgot my send off. Know that I am rooting for you. Sending you so many blessings and remember to take care of yourself. All right, now this is the official bye. Until next time.